everyone, and today I am finally doing another fandom video. Finally, right? Oh man, I have been putting fandom video off for a while. I don't know, it's just how it happened. It wasn't that I've been doing it on purpose, it's just some of my ideas I've had to wait until a later time, and other things I wanted to re-record, and I still have to re-record something that I've already recorded because I didn't like how it turned out because I'm picky. But other ideas, they're for later, they will happen, but for today I am going to be talking about my personal top 5 ships. This list can move and change as time goes by. The top 2 are always the top 2. But I don't know, I just thought sharing the things that I ship with you would be nice. You'd get to know me a bit better, and you can definitely tell me about your ships as well. Ship number 1, and this is my favourite ship of all time, my OTP of OTPs, and that's Remus and Sirius from Harry Potter. It's also known as Wolfstar, and yes, there are a lot of people who ship that. And meanwhile, you might be going, what? Remus is with Tonks. I know he got married to Tonks. I know they had Teddy, but that was after Sirius died. And also, you don't have to ship canon things. Though, other than this one, all of my top ships are canon ones. Which is interesting because it has not always been that way. A lot of my ships are not canon, but I guess I've been lucky in the things that I've gotten into more recently. But that's another discussion, maybe for later in the video. But as for Remus and Sirius, I don't know, I think I've always maybe a little bit shipped them. You talk to anyone in the Wolfstar fandom, and you'll get a number of reasons why you ship them and blah 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 blah. For me personally, I think what draws me to this ship is the angst, because in the first Wizarding War it would not have been a healthy relationship because no one trusted each other, and I just love this idea of them trying to hold on to each other even though they don't trust each other, even though they think the other person is the spy. And then think about those 12 years Remus spent thinking Sirius was the one who betrayed James and Lily. And I just the angst behind it is just really what draws me to the ship. I love I love the angsty stuff, which is interesting because none of my other ships are angsty in the ship sense. They have other stuff going on, but the ship itself isn't angsty. Maybe the second one a little bit at times. But yeah, there's a story there, and that's why I ship it. The story is just kind of a bit broken. But yeah, if you didn't know I shipped Wolfstar, you would, if you'd ever looked down when I posted the URL for my Harry Potter blog on my description, because it's Sirius likes Mooney's butt. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. But Remus, Lupin, Sirius, Black. My OTP. The second ship I'm going to mention is also from Harry Potter, but it's the last one I'm going to mention from Harry Potter. I promise, even though I ship so much stuff from Harry Potter. So much stuff from Harry Potter. That would be like a whole different video. These are my Harry Potter ships, and I've mentioned like a million ships. Anyway, moving on. Second ship in my top 5, Ron and Hermione, of course. Well, I don't want to say of course, but they were what I shipped before I knew what shipping was. My first ship, and I love them even now, and I felt so vindicated when I read Deathly Hallows and they kissed and got together. I did jump up and scream, jumping up and down because I was so excited, and then I was vindicated again in Cursed Child, which, though it has a number of issues with it, perfect on the Ron and Hermione relationship, and that's the only good thing I can say about Cursed Child. But yes, Ron and Hermione, their relationship on point in Cursed Child. I don't know, I always felt like Ron and Hermione would be together and they challenged each other, because Hermione was an intellectual, but she was also very rigid, and Ron sort of challenged that, and then also Hermione challenged Ron as well in other ways, you know, in his academically, basically. So I think they're well suited to each other anyway. I know a lot of people were like, oh, but they argue a lot. That's because they liked each other and didn't want to say it. And also because that's actually what both of them need, I think. They need someone who isn't afraid to just be upfront and be like, no, I disagree with you and here's why, and have that discussion and have that argument. That's what some people need, and I think Ron and Hermione are well suited. Ship number 3, Cecil and Carlos from Welcome to Night Vale. Now, if you don't know what Welcome to Night Vale is, it is a podcast, and it's basically a community radio show, the host being Cecil Palmer, for this community called Night Vale where weird things happen. And Carlos is a scientist who comes into town in the first episode, and over the past 5 years the relationship has really developed so well, and you can see it growing from the beginning when Cecil's like, he was perfect, and perfect hair and teeth like a military cemetery, to, you know, over time seeing that Carlos isn't perfect, but, and acknowledging his faults, but also loving him despite that. And they are so supportive of each other and so good together throughout all these years. There was a year where they were separated and they were together through that, and it was a difficult time for them, but they got through it. And yeah, it's just been so amazing to watch this, well, listen really to this couple develop over time. I started listening to Welcome to Night Vale shortly after the first anniversary show, so close on 4 years, because the 5th anniversary episode was just the other day. So close on 4 years I've been listening to this, and it's just been such a wonderful pairing. And there's so much more to Night Vale as well. Like, it's a wonderful wonderful podcast, and everyone should listen to it because it's amazing. That's probably another video, but yeah, as we're talking about ships, I'm going to talk about Cecil and Carlos, because yeah, they are the main pairing of the show, obviously, because Cecil is the host. Their relationship is really, really a beautiful one, and the way they talk to each other and the way they attempt to understand each other even though they communicate in different ways is just, it's just really nice. Okay. The third ship, no, fourth ship, oh wow. This is in an order after the Harry Potter ones, by the way, because I can't possibly do that. But the fourth ship I will talk about is Yuri and Victor from Yuri on Ice, which is an anime, a sports anime, but they're actually together in this. This isn't like a queer-baity thing. This is an actual canon relationship. And it's just, the way it's developed over time is so sweet. Like, watching this show and these two people fall in love is just so amazing. And the fact that Yuri has anxiety and still goes and finds love with his idol basically is amazing. That's a different thing, but the way they portray Yuri's anxiety is so great to me as someone who suffers from anxiety. But that, again, that's not ship related. It's just Yuri and Victor are just so well suited to each other. I say this about like everything, but yeah, no, they're definitely up there in my top 5 ships. I love them a lot. The last ship I will mention is Nomi and Amanita from Sense8. Now, if you're not sure what Sense8 is, it's a sci-fi TV show. It's a Netflix original series that has unfortunately been cancelled after a cliffhanger at the end of season 2, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. And it's a really great show. I mean, I know some people have their issues with it. It goes to like some stereotypes with certain things, but there is a lot of diversity in the show. But Nomi and Amanita's relationship. Now, Nomi Marks is a trans woman, and Amanita Kaplan is her girlfriend, and they are in San Francisco. So, basically, in the show, Nomi finds out that she's connected to 7 other people around the world through this sensate ability, and Amanita is just there. She believes Nomi immediately. She's helping Nomi through everything. When she's on the run from the law, when they're looking for information, Amanita is just there all the time, and these two are so caring for each other. They just love each other so much, and they go through so much together. And Amanita's like the first person to be up there when if someone's being transphobic to Nomi, and it's just, honestly, that pairing is so beautiful. I know a lot of people are like Leto and Hernando, which is, yes, they're a great pairing too, but for me, my favourite pairing on that show is Nomi and Amanita. A lot of people love Wolfgang and Carla, and I understand that. A lot of people, all of the pairings in that show are pretty great, but Nomi and Amanita are my favourite pairing from that show. They just, I don't know, they're definitely better together, I think, and Amanita is just so amazing. I really wish the show had continued and we could see Nomi being supportive of Amanita in different ways as well. But yeah, I just, Nomi and Amanita are just so good together. It's so sweet, so supportive. I just, yeah, I don't want to give away too much in case you want to go and watch these things, listen to these things, whatever, later. But yeah, I just, these pairings are also important to me, and it's really interesting actually that 4 of the 5 are canon ships. Like, I mentioned this before when I was talking about Ring the Series. Like, it used to be that all of my ships were non-canon ones. A lot of the time it was because they were slash ships, and the things that I watched were a bit queer-baity, which is still true for some things. But obviously I've found new forms of media that provide my need to see LGBT relationships in media. So that's good. That's actually a real revelation to me, because it used to always be non-canon ships. Yeah. So, anyway, that's my top 5 ships. I have so many more things that I ship. I'm telling you that right now. If you look at my Harry Potter blog, you will see it all over there. But yeah, let me know what things you ship, from what they're from. If you ship any of the things that I ship, or if you think they're awful ships, please don't tell me if they're absolutely awful ships and you think I should die, because people have done that and that's rude. And I won't listen anyway. But like, just saying now, I'll probably just delete that comment, like not allow that comment, because that's just rude. But yeah, leave a comment below with your own ships and what you think of mine. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!